Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to another video on the side quest. Now this time around, I think they've changed up the side quests and they are super easy. Now there are going to be three paths on the left side, middle side and also on the right side. There are a different bunch of nodes, so we are going to go for the left side path first. Now there are going to be three mystic defenders here that you have to go against. It's going to be Dragon Man, Wong and Shatra. And the nodes are going to be aggression, regen, and there's going to be buff unstoppable every 12 seconds and power buildup. So you have to control the regen and also the power gain and you should be good. Now there are two ways to do that. You can either bring in champions, somebody like Shield who has grit, and also you can be super aggressive so the regions doesn't build up. Or you can bring in champions like the leader, Void, Anti-Venom, these kind of champions that can just reverse the region, and once you have your withers or your reverse region, your specters on the opponent, you can just wait for the regions to stack up and they can finish off the defender. So there are those two ways you can use that. I personally like using champions with either wither, petrify or spectre because they are way more fun, and you just have to play around the unstoppable and the defender does die. I'm still very new on how to play leader, so I'm making quite a few mistakes. Was trying to get to SP2 spam here, so whenever there is a power gain on the opponent, he also takes damage and slows down his power. Just have to keep an eye on the unstoppable and the rest should be good. Again, not relatively a difficult fight, but it took me quite a while. I'm sure if I had my rank 4 Anti-Venom here, this fight would have been way faster. So yeah, make sure you bring in the right champion. It's not going to be difficult. There are going to be 5 different difficulties. There is no entry required, so you can do any difficulty you like. If you want to get more points and more shots for the meta crystal, you can do all of the difficulties. Defender number 2 is going to be a Wong. I'm going to use Anti-Venom and I'm going to keep up that Spectre. So I'm just going to use my medium light combos and play around the unstoppable and try to get those Spectre up on the opponent. So whenever he will regen, I am able to reverse that. Another way I could have played this one was I could have just went up to decelerate and use that with my SP1 so I don't have to worry about the unstoppable at all. I did get hit quite a few here. 2 times I hit him in the block while he had unstoppable, so that was a bit annoying, but eventually I was able to get hold of myself and deal that damage to the opponent and take him down. Again, you can also use in somebody like Void, who is much more easier to play around that region. And now you can see just Wong just melting away. I don't even have to do anything because of all of those specters, and I'm just dancing around with those unstoppable, and before you know it, Wong just melts away on his own. Fight number 3 on the left path and the final one is going to be Shatra, and I'm going to use my rank 4 Sig 200 Void. This is also going to be the same concept. Just slowly build up your petrifies and all of your damage over time, effects, and you are going to start dealing damage to Shatra and also start reversing her regen with the aggression regen node. So just slowly playing it out. Whenever the unstoppable is active, I'm away. That's the first petrify, trying to get the other ones as well. And once you have 2 of those petrifies, you will notice that the defender will start losing health on its own. So it's pretty fun and pretty simple this time around this week. So it's not like the crazy boss blue rush week 1 and 2, but yeah. Right now I'm just not hitting Shatra. I'm just staying back, letting the regen charges build up, and look at those petrifies melting her away. So you can do that as well. And if not, you want to be aggressive and you want to deal with the unstoppable, then go with champions that have slow and that have grit that can deal with the unstoppable for you, so you don't have to worry about getting retaliated or punished by the defender, and you can keep the regions down on your own. Now path number 2 is going to be the mid path. Now here you are going to have your tech champions, and with the tech champions there is going to be bubbles, there is going to be the nodes transducer, power shield, and then there's going to Langer and also mutual power star. So you both will start with 1 bar of power, but if you go down to 0 bars of power, you're going to take damage with Langer. and also power shield, so you will do 200% extra damage whenever you will use a special attack, otherwise you won't deal any damage. So the best way is to bring in cosmic champions here and build up to 1.5 bars of power and throw your specials. Those are going to do a lot of damage and they're going to finish off the path super quick. So for the first fight I used Venom. He did a great job. Now I'm going to use a Hyperion, so I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to use my heavy attacks, 2.5 bars of power, and then throw my special attack, so I always have more than 0. The important thing is that you don't get to 0 bars of power, otherwise you will take damage with Langar and you will die super quick. So again, just build up to an SP2, threw that out, still more power, and before you know it, the defenders are down. Probably one of the fun parts because of power shield, and just like that, 2 defenders are down, and we're going to jump on to the last one. That is going to be Bastion. Now Bastion can be a bit annoying. Now I've brought in a Galen. Hindsight, if I just used a different champion, it would have worked, but I used a Galen. It took me quite a bit of while to build up all of those planetary charges, and he's also a bit slow when it deals the damage. I think the power shield damage does not apply to the physical red damage that you do. So what I try to do against Bastion is always push him to an SP2. It's much more easier to evade and you have a little bit less to worry about. The SP1 can be really annoying, and if you get clipped, it's really high damage as well. So I would suggest you to keep Bastion to an SP2 always. Much more easier to evade that. And also, he can be a bit tricky, to be honest, but just bring in a champion that can deal, like an anti-robotic champion can be used. So for example, there's quite a few cosmic anti-robotic champions like Medusa, like Gamora. You can also use in your Vision Arcus, Deathless Thanos with those armor shatters. So quite a few options available there. It took me a little bit of time to bring him down with Galen, but I was able to. You can always use 4 hits and block to make Bastion hit you in your block and use a heavy, and you can retaliate to stop him from throwing a special attack. And the right path is going to be the most fun one. I say fun, but there's going to be rich get richer, aggression, prowess, and feats of energy. So whenever you will gain a bar of power, you will give a power gain to the opponent. And also whoever has the most buffs on them, they will also constantly gain power with feats of with the rich get richer. So this is all about power control and buff control. So you can either use champions like I'm using somebody like Galen who has a lot of unique buffs. So you can use them, or what you can do is to bring in a champion that has buff control. So for example, buff or power control. So for example, you can use somebody like Nico Minoru or Black Widow Clairvoyant. Both of them will work super well. Or you can also bring in champions that have great power control. So Magic, Voodoo, White Tiger, all of these champions work super well. So here is an example going against Carolina Dean. So I have already applied my buff immunity, so she's not getting any buffs, so I'm not worried about her gaining any kind of power. And with using my heavy attacks and SP2 spam, I can deal quite a bit of damage and apply quite a bit of poisons with having furies myself as well. So yeah, she will make short work of Carolina Dean. So it's important to either bring a champion that can deal with your buffs with either buff immunity or even power control. If not, then use a cosmic champion that has at least 3 unique buffs and you're good to go. Or you can use some cosmic champions with Odin pre-fight and you should be good as well. And the final defender is going to be an Odin. So for this one, you either need a buff immunity or you need champion with at least 3 unique buffs, because Odin has 3 unique buffs and he will keep gaining power. Look at that. And he will keep throwing those specials and it will become super annoying to deal with him. So you will need a champion that can either control the power, that can either power drain him or power steal him, or you can have more buffs than him so you gain the power from feats of energy. So yeah, just be careful about that. And remember, he can very easily get pushed to an SP3. So I think the best bet would be a power control champion. Like for example, Doom will do great against Odin, so you can use Doom here. Nico Minoru should be good. Black Widow Clairvoyant should be amazing as well. I think that White Tiger will do great as well with her power steal ability and then all the damage she brings in. I just used up a Galen here. and almost a lot of times I pushed Odin to an SP3, but it was I got lucky and he threw that SP2 out. So yeah, I'm just building up my planetary mass while pushing him to an SP2, and once I have a bar of power, enough of those, I take him out. I'm gonna throw a heavy attack. There you go again, 400 planetary mass, heavy attack into an SP1 after this, and that should be enough to take out Odin. So I hope this helps you guys and you know which path, what champion to use. Let's jump onto the boss and check that out. The boss is pretty simple, to be honest, with encroaching root. So every 12 seconds there will be a root applied on you unless you're using a special attack. There's also going to be a bubble shield, so whenever the defender will hit you, your block proficiency will be reduced, and the 11th hit that you try to parry is going to be unblockable, so take care about that. And another thing is, every time you gain a bar of power, there is going to be a power sting. Whenever a defender will gain a bar of power, there will be a power sting applied to you. So your best champions here are going to be champions with Purify or cleanse. So for example, Shields would totally destroy this fight. I'm just using Okoi because I enjoy using her, but you can use a champion with cleanse and purify with a lot of bleed damage, and you should be good and should be able to get through this. So I hope you guys enjoyed this and you found it helpful. This is your weekly side quest. Let me know any questions in the comment section down below, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.